here for the party. Trust me, we just getting started. The sound, the vibe, I feel so alive. I'm only here for the party. Trust me, we just getting started. The sound, the vibe.
Yo, 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 it's your boy, MineDialogue, back once again, sharing info for you to comprehend. And before you know it, you'll start to ascend. So, I just want to give y'all an update of where we are with gold right now. We got some beautiful things taking place based on our analysis and what we were anticipating. So, we're still following gold. If you remember in my last video, that is also kind of an intro to Bitcoin as well. But this purple line here, I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker, but this purple line was a real point of interest for me. And it was a profit taking area for me. So I think it came from, let's see, I think the purple was, if we remember here, is a bearish volume imbalance. And it was actually, look at that. I thought it was a line, just like I said last time. I thought it was a line, but really it's a volume imbalance area up here. But when you look at the charts at relatively normal scale, it looks like a really thick line. So, and again, start to put together some of these key things that are happening, right? So if you remember we made this triangle here and we had the right angle of that triangle, which measures 90 degrees. Remember what I told you, that there are key things happening at that right angle or around that 90-degree angle, which is right here. From the vertical and from the horizontal base to the vertical, basically side of it, it creates this perpendicular area, which the degree measurement is 90 degrees, right? So look, we have this inefficiency, which is a bearish volume imbalance, so small that when we look at the charts at relatively normal scale, it looks like a really thick line. So that's where I have my point of interest for like a profit taking area, because I'm expecting a very strong rejection there, or some type of rejection. So now let's go back over here. As you can see, gold is flying, and look what happened. Exactly what we anticipated was, let me change this to yellow or orange. We remember what I talked about is this bullish fair value gap here. I was expecting us to dip into this to then go up, or come as low as here to get support off the top of the channel trend line here. But we didn't want to come that low. We got a beautiful support here, and look, we've cleared that sore thumb of a candle. We've cleared those highs. So you got support in here inside of this bullish fair value gap, and look at this takeoff. And as I expected, it gave us enough juice to be able to clear outside of this wedge, right? That was created from the very critical trend line down bottom that was responsible for sending us up to all-time highs, and then a pretty important trend line up top. And so we finally broke through that. We're coming down. In trading terms, they call it a falling wedge, right? I like to refer to it as a channel because it just helps me visualize it. It makes it easier for me to visualize and understand it. And so you can see what happened there. And look at the deliberate stair climbing that took place as we turned the corner and now went to another direction, or went back up. I'm not going to extend it right. We'll make it red. So look what happened here. We got, right, another channel took place. So, in all honesty, let's see here. If we were to draw this channel from early, we kind of would have saw that, or not kind of would have. We would have saw, or we would have seen that we would have most likely gotten support here in this bullish fair value gap, because that was where support in alignment with the bottom of the channel was. So let's put this up some. And if the channel is drawn properly, you can see we kind of got a manipulation below it, but the bullish fair value gap gave it support. And this is just an absolute beautiful move here. Like, we're talking about lows of 33.50 area up to 33.96. That's you're talking about 45, 46 points. That's a beautiful move right there. I wasn't able to catch the entry just because I had too much going on yesterday with my kids, and you gotta have your priorities in place. So I had to make sure my kids were good. They had their dinner. They got to have some fun time outside. You got to make sure you take care of family first. Trading is secondary when it comes to real life. Now, it helps real life, right? Because you can make money, which is the goal. And you learn a lot of key things about yourself just from a disciplinary perspective. But it is secondary when it comes to real life. You got to handle your other priorities first before trading. So as a result, I wasn't able to catch that entry, but I did want you all to see that based on what we were anticipating, the setup took place just beautifully. And you can see over here the sore thumb of what I thought when institutions or market makers entered into the market, this nasty wick that was left exposed here on the 1 hour. But we talked about kind of the intricacies of how I thought they came into the market and how it looked on different time frames. But they finally cleared this high, and you can see how aggressive the move was. So they broke through and above this thick red trend line up top here that created like this wedge, kind of this triangular wedge to the side over here, this orange area. And look at that. I highlighted this area, and then right before we got there, we broke. We didn't want to come that deep into it. So just a really beautiful move. You even got this like V pattern here. This is absolutely beautiful. Like, you can't ask for any better. W pattern, whatever. You can see a couple things in here. So that's where we are with gold. So again, I'm looking for a very strong rejection here. I'm gonna put a price alert right there because I want to see what happens. This is the bigger, I'm going to make this stick right here. This is the bigger trend line up top that all-time highs are coming off of. This was the trend line that was created off of all-time highs, and then the next high it made. So look, you got all-time highs over here where this orange circle is, and then we got a second tap here, and I think we're ultimately going for that third tap. Once we go to that third tap, I'm looking to take a short position or position to go back down, probably into this area here at the bait. So I'm looking for us to reject off of here where this purple line is, come down somewhere and get support. I haven't detected it yet because I have to do more in-depth analysis for that. But reject here, come get support, shoot back up. Ultimately, I feel like we do want to come and hit this top critical trend line up top here. And that's when I think we'll get a pretty huge move, come back down, probably get support inside of here somewhere. But that's where we are with gold. Just beautiful. I love to see it. Hope you were paying attention. Hope you were able to get some type of benefit off of that move. So real quick, I'm going to just look over to Bitcoin real quick to see what's going on over here. Would you look at this? So with Bitcoin, In the last video I showed you, I had got into a move. They stopped me out really quick. I had a tight stop loss. They stopped me out real quick. I jumped back in, and then we finally started getting on the move. I ended up selling probably for a little over 900K, so a little under a million. And I think I sold right around like this place right here. Let me get a circle to show you. I sold around right here. You can see my actual sell arrow right there. I bought it down here, I believe. So yeah, I bought it, got stopped out, bought it again, and then we went up. I took that profit. They sold down beautifully, nicely down there. They didn't get as low as the lower ADR range, but close enough. Lower ADRs down here. They got support off open. So here we see this idea of open again, both the open week and another open. I'm not even sure which one that. Oh, I think it might be the same thing. So we see this open acting as support yet once again. Look here, the bodies do not break below here. You got wicks, they're wicking all below here, but the bodies do not breach below the open, and they use it as support yet once again. So it looks like they came back up. I had my orders sitting up there still, and I had a stop loss sitting above there. So it looks like they tagged me into the trade. I didn't even know it, to be honest. And then I got a nice little move down here where we're hitting the bottom of this trend line here for the support. And so let's see, I'm currently up 900,000 again. So I got to look at what I got stopped out at. I think I can't remember off the top of my head, but you know, if you're considering this, I'm probably going to take, matter of fact, I'm going to take, let me just screenshot this for proof, but I'm going to take profit here. We're going to go ahead and take profit. I got some other screenshots that I got to share with you all. But we'll have a screenshot there to show that. So I took that profit because look, we're getting support off of the bottom of this little trend line right here. We're in the upper ADR range, so there's a good chance we'll probably come up here into these inefficiencies. Look like we got some a bearish fair value gap here where a bullish was created previously, and then we got a bearish volume imbalance as well. So we might get some inefficiencies. Do some painting up here in upper ADR again, and then probably reject down to come properly tag lower ADR. But I wanted to get out the trade. I had a higher profit, but look, that's one thing you got to learn in trading. Like if you're at a good profit area, even if you have your mind stuck on a certain profit, like you should never have enough ego to take profit. Like I had a profit taking, I think down here in the lower ADR area around 3 million plus. I had my stop loss at 1 million or whatever, but I achieved $1 million, and I saw something where I would rather take profit here instead of them coming, breaking this, going to take my stop loss, and then I have a losing trade. I would rather see something more convincing where we break the trend line and break this area. And if you could see, this area was held as a base. They broke out below it for manipulation, right? And then went up. But I would like to see something convincing where we break the bottom of this to get back in to then take the move back down. But that's where we are currently, folks. Let me see what's going on with SPY right now in pre-market. So SPY looks like, I'm on the 10-minute time frame right now, so it looks like they've been wicking into this 3-hour 2 level, and it got sent down. They got support off of this discount, 3-hour discount level, and looks like they're popping back up right now. Market is literally about to open in like a minute, but we'll do a follow-up later, folks. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day, and let's continue improving, getting better, being more efficient, being more effective, and continuously growing along this trading and investment journey. I appreciate y'all dialoguers. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. If you feel so inclined, donate to the Cash App $, MineDialog, And if you want to reach out to me via email to connect and create a private session for us to do some private consultation, I can support you in that as well. Email is minddialogue.business@gmail.com, just as I spelled it before. So y'all enjoy y'all day on purpose on this Monday, 9:30 a.m. And I appreciate y'all. Have a great day. Love.